2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. Who are you calling sport now, sport? At the point when the fourth era of the Hyundai Santa Fe goes discounted toward the finish of 2018, the brand will be well on its approach to totally relaunching its whole SUV lineup. In spite of the fact that this patch-up accompanies a little disarray, this new Santa Fe is adequately a swap for the active Santa Fe Sport. The present longer wheelbase Santa Fe will proceed for one more model year, rechristened the Santa Fe XL, until another 3-push SUV under another name debuts for the 2020 model year. Alongside the new Kona and energy component Nexo, there will be another Tucson and a littler than Kona hybrid by 2021, as well. In case you're checking, that is 6 newer upgraded SUVs 50-50 the same number of years. For the time being, the subject is the new Santa Fe Never Again Sport and, in light of our drive of South Korea spec vehicles, Hyundai is on a decent track. First of all, the new UDA turns more developed upward and good-looking. The back glass is more vertical, a shelter to headroom for the kind of discretionary third push seats, more on that later, and load space. With shorter shades, a more extended wheelbase, more noteworthy length, and somewhat more size than the 18 Santa Fe Sport, inside space is up, as well. Hyundai expanded perceivability by utilizing what it claims is 41% more glass zone than in the active Santa Fe Sport to support the objective markets of discharge nesters and families climbing from a car. Hyundai calls its new grille configuration falling, albeit naming facial highlights is a socially awkward act unless your name is Rolly Fingers or Ambrose Burnside. The polygonal outline is accessible in dark or splendid completions and its plan topic persists to the inside, reverberated in components like the seat design and the speaker covers. It's a decent outline touch that mostly compensates for some hard-looking and feeling plastics, especially on the from time to time touch trim pieces on the lower instrument board. One thing that hasn't changed is the text style Hyundai utilizes for its switchgear, which helps some to remember us of the regularly disparaged Comic Sans. In the event that it doesn't trouble you, you'll adore the dashboard's basic, direct design, finished with a standard 7.0-inch touchscreen infotainment show, 8.0 inches on the off chance that you choose route. At first we dreaded the volume and tuning handles, situated in the lower corners of the infotainment show on the dash, would require long reach, yet both are effortlessly gotten to from the front seats. Base autos will have an instrument board with a 3.5-inch LCD screen between a traditional tach and speedometer. In upper trim levels, a simple tachometer and fuel and coolant temperature checks flank a discretionary 7.0-inch virtual group in the instrument binnacle. Contingent upon the driving mode, this show changes its shading topic, blue for normal, red for sport, green for eco, and it can show an advanced readout or a copy of a simple speedometer. Throttle and transmission alignment changed with these modes, despite the fact that we discovered little motivation to redirect from normal. For its first model year, the Santa Fe will accompany 2 natural inline-4 motors, the 185-horsepower 2.4-liter and a 235-horsepower turbocharged 2.0-liter found all through Hyundai's lineup, combined with a new 8-speed programmed transaxle of Hyundai's own outline. All-wheel drive is accessible no matter how you look at it. A speedster the Santa Fe isn't, and its 0 to 60 mph times are anticipated to be in the 7-second range. Beginning in 2020, the Santa Fe will offer a 2.2-liter diesel inline-4 highlighting a variable geometry turbocharger. Deciding on the 190 horsepower and 322 pounds-to-foot diesel additionally includes the third column that is discretionary in whatever is left of the world. The 2 extra seats subtract 1 cubic foot of payload space, 36 blocks to the 2 lines 37, and 1.0 inch of second push legroom. Hyundai concedes the diesel Santa Fe's third column is an incidental utilized thing. We didn't get an opportunity to pilot any of the U.S. spec motors, yet the new transmission worked delightfully with the Korean spec 2.0-liter diesel we drove, a motor not bound for our market, never rearranging gears unadroitly, despite the fact that we noticed a couple of jerky begins from a movement light when the standard stop-begin framework was dynamic. We balanced our underlying throttle input, issue settled. Driving in rural Seoul's for the most part congested movement, the 2.0-liter diesel was all that anyone could need motor. in all actuality, as far as possible are much lower than we're familiar with back home, yet our underlying premonition is that the 180 horsepower motor would be okay in the US showcase. What's more, if the 2.2-liter works similarly as easily and discreetly, it could help support acknowledgement of pressure start in the United States. A directing column-mounted electric engine gives help and keeps criticism from the 19-inch tires. 17s are standard, 18s are likewise accessible, to a great extent under control. In spite of the huge wheels, ride comfort is outstanding from the swagger front and multi-link raised suspension. Tire and street clamor is quieted, as well. It wouldn't be another auto without a reiteration of standard and discretionary dynamic security highlights. The new Santa Fe can be had with 6 airbags, forward impact cautioning with robotized crisis braking, path takeoff cautioning and path keeping help, driver consideration cautioning, programmed high bars, raise cross movement alarm, and blind side checking with evasion help. That is a quite standard bundle of well-being highlights nowadays. Two that are less regular are Hyundai's new Safe Exit Assist and Rear Occupants Alert. Safe exit cautions of an auto, cruiser, or bike drawing closer from the back end will keep the entryways bolted if there is potential for venturing into movement, a coincidental entryway evacuation, or a bicycle delivery person clothesline. The Rear Occupants Alert uses a ultrasonic sensor in the main event to identify and afterward caution the driver, with either the horn or through an application on an associated PDA, when there is development in the back of the auto by either a youngster or a pet. Official valuing and DPA mileage gauges are additionally pending, yet Hyundai has said that it expects an expansion in the 3 to 4% run. That would put the joint DPA number at around 24 miles per gallon for the generally $26,000 base, front drive, 2.4-liter model and 22 miles per gallon for an all-wheel drive 2.0T. At the point when the Santa Fe hits merchants in the final quarter of this current year, a stacked 2.0 TAWD will cost almost $40,000. At that point, Hyundai's new lineup will be less befuddling, we trust. Hyundai Santa Fe News and Reviews and 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe First Drive Review, Trading Sport for Spiffy.